CNBC-TV18 presents Crypto Corner, powered by CoinDCX.
Welcome back, and joining us now to talk about cryptos is Dilip Chenoy. He's Chairman, Bharat Web3 Association. Mr. Chenoy, hi, thank you so much for joining in. First of all, since the time I've started doing cryptos, October has been called as the Uptober, but we haven't seen that turnaround this time, would you say?
Yeah, actually, Manisha, the difference this year versus the last few years and the last so-called bull run was that this year the things started pretty early, right? And there was a continuous kind of increase in prices, but very interestingly, reaching close to 120, say Bitcoin. It did have a kind of a dip, which was linked to various other factors other than the crypto, and it is very interesting. And there was a dip, and now, of course, it's around 113 thereabout. And you were seeing over the last few days huge liquidation going in. But also, what is happening is that there are new products coming out in this space. We've recently seen that, the exchange traded funds are even being extended to Solana and to other such virtual digital assets. So you are seeing this happening. You're seeing a little bit because of the price movement of both Bitcoin and ETH. You are seeing some different, challenges there in the exchange traded funds and in the spot kind of sector there. But I think the October got preponed to September, but let's see. There is a lot of currently a lot of guarded optimism going forward. But of course, what is interesting, and very recently there was a kind of analysis done that some of the largest or some of the more critical virtual digital assets are getting correlated as close to 0.87 with the S&P 500 and with the Nasdaq. So that's how it is actually moving currently. But yes, the last 2 days have been very significant in terms of a kind of
declines coming in. Well, yes. Mr. Chenoy, also comment on the kind of moves that we've seen in the global markets. I mean, there have been big names really on how, big companies are tying up with crypto companies and trying to put in more products and facilitating crypto trading, even collateral management for that sense. How are we looking at all of this progress on one side and India still waiting and watching?
Manisha, it's very interesting. If you just see the last 2 days, right? Let's not go back. Let's not talk. There is a significant change in how virtual digital assets are being looked as an asset class. Okay. The first very interesting, statistic which will be of interest. If you take Bitcoin, right? There are 21 million Bitcoins in circulation, out of which 100 companies, right, including companies such as Time and other companies. Of course, MicroStrategy is the leader in this space. They have treasuries, and these 100 company treasuries account for 2.1 million of the Bitcoins. I mean, 10% of the Bitcoins are kind of in corporate treasuries. Okay, you are then seeing, country after country in the US, state after state, including nationally, looking at setting up strategic Bitcoin reserves. Okay. That is slightly different in the sense that these are the Bitcoins which have been seized or which have been have been taken from, by the law enforcement agencies and with the state, and they're creating Bitcoin reserves. But what you're actually also happening is you're seeing many new products coming out in the marketplace. For example, there's a X402 protocol, right? It's kind of like the HTTP is known as the web, right? It's a HTTP native payment protocol designed by a company which has kind of revived the old HTTP 402 payment kind of required. It allows websites, APIs, and even AI agents to request real-time payments directly through standard web payment systems, right? No subscriptions, no middlemen, And if this becomes mainstreamed, right, then you'll see, payment costs as 0.001 or 0.001, rupee, right? That's like less than, 0.1 paisa for a transaction. And this is a very interesting development. In the other side, you're actually seeing something interesting happen, right? You're seeing, traditional finance companies and blockchain converging faster, even as major institutions go in for tokenization of real world assets, setting the stage really for a massive transformation in digital asset space. Now, there was a very interesting study which actually came out it was done by Aptos Lab and BCG, looking at the Hong Kong market, which came out yesterday, which are saying that the Hong Kong people are looking at transiting to tokenized assets because they enable real-time settlements, lower transaction fees, etc. And if you're even seeing that there are blockchain technology continues to accelerate as a major financial institutional kind of a capability. You're seeing products developed by HSBC, by JP Morgan, by others. The Bank of New York just very recently has introduced as its core service banking as a service infrastructure, providing for a digital asset platform. So
Right.
banks also are getting into this. So there are multiple things happening here. You're seeing a lot of collaboration happening. And of course, the stablecoins business
Is
is a
yet another thing.
totally different thing where every major financial institution is coming into it.
Oh, yes, Mr. Chenoy, there's no dearth of the newer things that are happening. But, well, as you said, most of them are still happening outside India. And October is not really October, but September did see a lot of gains coming into the market. But your point is well taken. As you say, 10% of Bitcoin being held by corporate treasuries. And then you have banks, countries actually working towards whether it's payments or tokenizations or real-world asset management that we are seeing happen in case of cryptos right now. But with that, it's time for a short break. More market talk on the other side.
CNBC-TV18 presents Crypto Corner, powered by CoinDCX.